Good morning, everyone. I'm Janine Medrano, and I'm going to present my case study entitled Parasitic Protozoans on Farm Fish, Common Carp, Cyprinus carpio, and Sea bass, latest calcarifer, observation and prevention. Introduction. The name protozoa literally means first animals, and early classification system group the protozoa as basal members of animal kingdom. However, they were recognized as a discrete assemblage on the basis of their unicellular and were assigned to be the taxon Protozoa, but still invariably figured as the trunk of the animal tree of life. Protozoa are eukaryotic organisms with a membrane-bound nucleus, which exists as structurally and functionally independent individual cells, including those species which are gregarious of or form colonies. Protozoa have developed relatively complex subcellular features, which enable them to survive the rigors of the environments. Most protozoa are microscopic organisms. Only a few grow to a size large enough to be visible to the naked eye. As unicellular eukaryotes, protozoa display all the same essential life activities as higher metazoan eukaryotes. They move about to survive, feed, and breed. Protozoans are probably the most important group of animal parasites affecting fish. Many reports from all over the world indicate great losses in fish culture caused by protozoans. Many protozoans transfer from fish to fish through the water. Fish population density is an important factor. Tremendous infestation of protozoans can occur in a relatively short time, where fish population are dense. Other factors such as host size, age, host specificity, immunity, and other aforementioned influences of host condition also play an important part in the host reaction to invasion by protozoans. Objectives. To identify the parasitic protozoans in farm fish have enormous reproductive potential because they have short generation times, undergo rapid sequential development, and produce large numbers of progeny by asexual or sexual processes. Protozoan developmental stages occurring within hosts generally consist of feeding trophozoites, and they may be found intercellularly within host cells or extracellularly in hollow organs, body fluids, or interstitial spaces between cells. While trophozoites are ideally suited to their parasitic mode of existence, they are not very resistant to external environmental conditions and do not survive long outside of their host. To move from host to host, protozoan parasite use one of their main modes of transmission, which is the direct, fecal-oral, vector-borne, and predator-prey transmission. This is the life cycle of the parasitic protozoa. Direct transmission of trophozoites through intimate body contact such as sexual transmission. While the fecal oral transmission or environmentally resistant stages passes in feces of one host and ingested with food, water by other species of parasite. while vector-borne transmission of trophozoites taken up by blood-sucking arthropods are and pass to new hosts when they next feed. Example is the Trypanosoma brucei, flagellate transmitted by flies to humans where they cause sleeping sickness. Predator-prey transmission of zoetes existed within the tissues of a prey animal being eaten by a predator, which subsequently shed spores into the environment to be ingested by new prey animals. Parasitic protozoan in common carp. Chilodonella cyprinid. This parasite was found on the skin of Cyprinus carpio with a prevalence of 6.19%. The body length is 35 to 50 micrometer with width of 20 to 35 micrometer. Body foliates dorsoventrally depressed, dorsal side convex, ventral concave. Cilia present only ventrally in the form of several lateral parallel arc rows and large dorsal band consisting of several larger cilia lying anteriorly to cytostome. Gross signs. Symptoms typical of ciliate infection include skin and gill irritation, displayed by flushing, rubbing, and rapid breathing. Infected fish show tiny white increased mucus production. Fish often rub against submerged objects. Effects on host. The disease caused massive mortality within a short time. The parasite may destroy the skin and gills, causing respiratory problems. Secondary bacterial infection and mass mortality. Occurrence of this parasite is often linked with a drop in ambient temperature. Diagnosis. Infested organism appears as visible white spots on the surface of the fish. Microscopic examination of the mucus from skin and gills may reveal a round or oval parasite with cilia and horseshoe-shaped macronucleus typical of ciliates. Prevention and control for each. An elevation of water temperature to 30 degrees Celsius for 6 hours daily for 3 to 5 days. 0.05% salinity shock. 100 ppm formalin for 1 hour for 2 to 3 days. 25 ppm formalin and 0.1 ppm malachite green. Transfer of infected stock in previously dry parasite-free tanks for 2 to 3 times at 3-day interval. Ichthyrus multifiliis. This ciliated protozoan was found on the skin, fins, and gills of Cyprinus carpio with prevalence of 8.09%. Body oval to round, 0.5 to 1.2 millimeter in diameter. Ciliation uniform pellicle, longitudinally striated, horseshoe-shaped macronucleus visible without staining, micronucleus adhering to it in larger specimens. This parasite has been reported for the first time in Iraq from Mughal Dasmian by Herzog, 1969. Trichodina acuta. This ciliated protozoan was recorded on the skin of Cyprinus carpio with a prevalence of 4.76%. This trichodinid with flattened and disc-shaped body prevalence of this shaped body falls within the range of highest dimension as a medium-sized species. Diameter of body was 54 to 65 micrometer. concave adhesive disc, 44 to 55 micrometer in diameter, surrounded by a finely striated, distinct, and broad band-like border membrane. The denticulate ring composed of 20 to 30 denticles, 28 to 32 micrometer in diameter. Both blade and ray of denticle arranged at the same level. Length of the blade was 5 to 6 micrometer. Length of the ray was 5 to 7 micrometer and the span of 13 to 15 micrometer. Trichodina reticulata. This species was isolated from the skin of and fins of Cyprinus carpio with prevalence of 3.33%. Medium to large disc-shaped trichodinid diameter of body was 55 to 70 micrometer. Adhesive disc was 48 to 55 micrometer in diameter. Dentical ring was 30 to 38 micrometer. Inner margin of dentical blade curved and roughly angular on outside margin with square distal end. Length of blade was 6 to 7 micrometer. Central part oblong with oblong to rounded overlapping end. Gross signs. It infects mainly gills, body surface, and fins and causes excessive mucus production on gills and body surface with frayed fins. Effects on host. Low numbers are not harmful, but overcrowding or deterioration of water quality facilitates rapid multiplication and serious damage besides susceptibility to opportunistic bacterial infections. Clinically, fish has pale gills with irritation of body and hence they rub body against objects. Fish becomes weak during heavy infection and there can be high mortality among young fish. Diagnosis. Microscopic examination and wet amounts of gill filaments and mucus from skin reveals saucer-shaped parasite with cilia. Characteristic darting movements and presence of a toothed circular disc within the body makes the identification easy. Prevention and control. Easy to treat, but the correction of the environmental problem is of prime PM formalin for 30 to 60 minutes for 3 days. Appiosoma amoeba. This parasite was obtained from the skin of Cyprinus carpio with a prevalence of 3.80%. Peritrich with elongated conical body with only anterior and contractile size of body was 18 to 65 by 15 to 30 micrometer. Macronucleus conical or round. Micronucleus polymorphic. The body bears 2 rows of cilia, one at the apical end and other at the mid of the body. Life cycle. Life cycle of Appiosoma amoeba. Direct and multiply very fast in numbers and debiliated fish. Gross signs. Infected fish shows respiratory distress, dropsy, and anemia. Effects on host. Cause nodules in visceral organs and enlargement of kidneys and spleen. Lameral hyperplasia and hypertrophy. Cellular infiltration and necrosis have been reported. Diagnosis. Amoeba are readily detectable in wet mounts of infected tissues. However, species identification is a matter of specialized job. Prevention and control. Good hygiene and husbandry besides treatment with salt water or formalin baths are suggested. Parasitic protozoan on sea bass. Cryptocaryon species. Cryptocaryon is a marine counterpart of the freshwater Ichthyophthirius species and similarly causes the white spot disease in marine fish. The surface of invaded fish reveals white pustules of numerous minutes, grayish vesicles which are nests of ciliates burrowing under the epidermis. On the skin, the parasitic protozoan causes considerable lesion resulting in destruction of large area of the epidermis. Secondary infection may complicate the situation at the host dies. The incidence of cryptocaryon species in Sibas showed a distinct peak during low water temperature period, with a marked prevalence during February. This ciliated protozoan probably causes more damage to fish population over the entire world than any other single parasite. Trichodina species. The species attach themselves to the gills of marine fish. More than half of juvenile sea bass heavily infected with this parasite died. Trichodina also causes problems to crowded sea bass in cages. Clinical signs of trichodinosis include excess mucus production, flushing debility, and hyperplasia, and necrosis of the epidermis. The fin may become badly frayed in heavily infected fish, and this may be accompanied by sluggishness and loss of appetite. Excessive number of the gills of infected fish interferes with respiration. Heneguia species. Heneguia is a flagellate found to attach mainly on the gills of sea bass in cages. In heavy infections, it may be found in the skin. Gross signs are hyperplasia, bronchitis plus necrosis. Life cycle involves a free-swimming dinospores which move by means of two flagellates. It attaches to the host and transforms to a sac-like trophont which has elaborate attachment mechanism. It feeds and grows and detaches from host, sinks to substrate where it encysts and produces dinospores. Epistelia species. Epistylis is another protozoan found in sea bass, especially in freshwater environment. Epistylis belongs to the subclass Peritricia and is a common ectocommensals However, it occasionally turns pathogenic. It attaches to the fish with its stalks. This protozoan may be present at a variety of temperatures, and its number may be large enough to cause a gray mat on the epithelial surface. Observation and prevention of parasitic protozoa on common carp and sea bass. Generally, protozoan can cause harm to fish mainly by mechanical damage, secretion of toxic substance, occlusion of the body vessels, depriving the host of nutrition and rendering the host more susceptible to secondary infections. Examining fish for protozoa parasites include inspection of blood, external surface, such skin, fins, nasal pits, and gills. Internal organs such liver, spleen, kidney, gonads, brain, heart, swim bladder, gall and urinary bladders, digestive tract and their content, and musculature. For an exact, reliable determination of protozoans in addition to fresh mounts and histological sections, specialty techniques must be applied. In order to control outbreaks of disease in fish farms, it is fundamental to first characterize carefully the hygienic sanitary state of the facility. This includes of pathogen dispersal and transmission modes involved. Disease control in hatchery that produce fingerling is a key point to reach the high sanitary quality and regular production. In these farms, transmission of disease from the broodstock to eggs, larvae, and fingerlings deserve special attention. Efforts to control disease must be concentrated on these units which represent the beginning on the production cycle. Conclusion. Therefore, many disease outbreaks of captive fish stocks are associated with stressful conditions such as poor water quality, excessive crowding, or inadequate nutrition. Parasite can shape community structure through their effects on trophic interaction, food webs, competition, biodiversity, and keystone species. Diagnosis can improve the effectiveness of treatments and avoid long-term complications for the infected patient. Undiagnosed patient can unknowingly transmit the disease to others. Early diagnosis can help to prevent or stop an outbreak. Successful fish health management begins with prevention of disease rather than treatment. Prevention of fish disease is accomplished through good water quality, managed nutrition, and sanitation. Without this foundation, it is impossible to prevent outbreaks of opportunistic disease. Here is the short clip of the white spot disease.